So, I'm AFKing some stuff on RuneScape. If you know, you know. And I thought maybe it's a good time to show off my Pokemon box and just talk about all the stuff I use. So, starting with Steelix. Yeah, my first level 65 Pokemon. I did that through Candy Boost last year over Christmas. I really tried to hunt this thing before committing to Old Gold Power Plant, and yeah, it's kind of like, it's got no speed, but it is quite skill focused. And yeah, when I'm at Power Plant, like, I try and do the whole strat where you want to lean into the ingredients that your berry specialists gather, but my ingredient specialists there, my berry specialists there, they all just give like apples and things for desserts, whereas Steelix, that's not really useful for desserts. He just, I rely on the skill and sort of work around the random skill triggers that I get off of it. It triggers a lot for a berry specialist, and you know, it's a permanent slot on the team, so I love it. But expensive hunt, obviously. Raichu, like, I actually don't really use it too much. I find that, you know, the flat... I kind of like to evaluate the Pokemon in all aspects, so like the skill, the ingredients, everything. And for me, the skill does nothing. And you guys probably know from Discord that I'm a Mr. Mime enjoyer, so having a skill like this doesn't really work very well with it. But I'll probably put it on the team overnight. Yeah, it's pretty average, right? Like, skill triggers, kind of a dead slot. No helping bonus. But I caught it very early in the game. I've used it for a long time. It's kind of just been phased out. And the inheritor is Mr. Mime. So, it's almost level 65. Caught it at the end of last year. Managed to boost it with the event. I don't think I would have had enough candy to level it otherwise, but yeah, I absolutely love this thing. I think I'm like, I need to make a video or something just explaining why I think that this Pokemon is the best Pokemon in the game. And every time they add a new Pokemon, this Pokemon gets better. People might say like, oh, you know, it's an ingredient specialist, so that sucks. It's not a skill specialist. I wish it was a skill specialist. Dude, the fact that it's an ingredient specialist makes it even better. Like, this thing triggers a lot. What is it? What's so special about skill specialists? They can double trigger. I'm the type of player that, you know, I check the game a lot. I collect these skill triggers. He triggers a lot. And it opens up so many, like, team building, you know, choices that you can make. Because you can have a skill that you haven't even invested in. But as long as the Pokemon on your team has that skill, you can benefit from it with Mr. Mime. Like Cramorant. I don't have any skill levels on Cramorant. I put it on the team because I need the ingredients for for salads. And, you know, Cramorant triggers quite a lot, which is nice. But Mr. Mime copies it. It's max level. That extra tasty chance is going up pretty quickly. And if it's not landing on Cramorant, it's landing on something else. Maybe another ingredient magnet. Maybe a healer. It really, like, I've got Honchkrow, which yesterday Mr. Mime copied it and got 20,000 Dream Shards. This thing is insane. You need to hunt one of these. Like, obviously mine is like pretty much god tier roll, but yeah, I don't even care about the ingredients. Most of the time I use it as filler, but if I'm on salads, then I can make use of the ingredients for the 2 top tier salads as well. But I love this thing. You guys all know that. Then we've got Gardevoir. So this thing's kind of gone through a bit of a journey. I caught it as a what's it called? Curlier. And when I caught it, obviously that was before the inventory was boosted. When you caught an evolved Pokemon, so this thing was permanently down inventory, which kind of sucked because it had berry finding S, but also it has the calm nature, which was weaker before. So this thing has been buffed twice since I caught it. Yeah, this thing's amazing. I couldn't believe when I caught this thing. It's triple trigger, and speed down, okay. But, yeah, berry finding S. I'd love to run it on Lapis, but I don't tend to go there. Yeah, this thing is, I don't often sleep with it overnight because I was doing that to get the ingredients, the inventory, but since they changed that, it's not really a big deal, and, you know, I can just run it in the day and it triggers a lot, so all good. Typhlosion, this is just an early catch. It's pretty much like the minimum of what you'd want for a berry specialist. I don't want to pump more candy into it. I'd like to hunt a new one, but it is really good for ginger, surprisingly, with the ingredient finding on it. But because I'm running Entei, when Entei triggers, it gets tons of ginger, so it's quite helpful for making those dishes. Then I've got Feraligatr, so was a bit more patient with this one. I think I invested in one really early in the game that didn't have berry finding, but it was like adamant, it had speed up, and I used that for a bit. But, you know, this is a great Feraligatr. I'll keep leveling him. Good for sausage as well, pretty underrated. So yeah, good on salad weeks too. But net, I mean, again, this is like just cool, like early game, early days. I just wanted berry finding S. That was sort of all I cared about at the time. Berry finding S and helping speed, great. But, you know, it's Burnett, it's not very good. But there's oil there, there's ginger, so sometimes I use that. But if I'm on power plant, I'm usually using Magnezone because I've got berry finding on that. That has lots of oil. You'll see. So I don't often use this anymore, but I used it for a long time. And here is my oldest Pokemon. So, ABC. I wasn't thinking about it at the time. Like, look at the sleeping hours. I mean, I got a lot of value out of that sleeping XP bonus. This thing was on the team everywhere. So that was good. But, you know, I kept it at like level 50 for a long time, and then eventually I said fuck it and just powered it to 60, and I do use it more now that it has the sausage drop, but it's kind of just like a weird filler Pokemon. You know, I chucked a main skill seed on it back in the day when level 6 was the max, but I wouldn't spend another one. Yeah, I don't think many people would have a Blastoise like this, but I do. Then here's my original healer. It's fine. I still use it at Cyan Beach, but you know, sometimes it has those bad days. But you know who helps with that? Mr. Mime. So it keeps it relevant. And sometimes I need the oil and stuff. So this one still has a way to go. Like when it gets to 75, it will be better. So it's not bad. I've used it a lot. Gengar, like this one, it's a bit frustrating to use. Like it's quite nice. I caught this one as Haunter, so when they buffed the inventory, that was nice. Yeah, I kind of just use it when I need the mushrooms specifically at power plant. It is my only mushroom farmer, but I get mushrooms another way, as you'll see eventually. But yeah, he's not bad. I just definitely used it on power plant until I had other options, so it's there, it's fine. Vaporeon, it's not really anything special. Again, I kind of just, back then, all I cared about was berry finding S on everything. So I might use this like on Cyan Beach, or if I might chuck it on the team at the end of the week if I just really need to stock up on ingredients, but now I have like level 60 ingredient specialists, I don't really have that problem anymore. But it's fine, I guess. I like Ingredient Magnet personally, because I make lots of dishes, so I'll try and find a use for the ingredients. Worst case, it ends up as filler, but usually we can find a place for the ingredients somewhere. Dragonite. So this thing is insane. I caught it. This isn't even my first Dragonite. This is my second Dragonite. But obviously I've candy boosted it a lot to get it to 60. What's quite funny is that I actually don't use it very much because it seems like corn has kind of been power crept. Like most of the top tier dishes don't use corn at all. So I often don't find a need for it. And yes, berry finding is nice. We don't have a Dragon Island yet. I did get the chance to use it 1 week. It was during the Cresselia event where the berries were randomized. Yeah, I had it on the team. It was fine. But I don't think Mr. Mime likes copying that skill. So, you know, the whole strategy revolves around Mr. Mime. So if you have a skill like Charge Energy S, kind of lowers the viability in my book. You know what I mean? But he's good. He's great. Obviously, like, people would kill for this. And I do plan on using it. Yeah, I think it's just sort of the situation we're at with corn. It's just kind of in the good dishes, but not the best ones. So we'll see what happens. Here's my Houndoom. I caught this one very early days, and back in the day, like when you had an XP up nature, it didn't scale with it only scaled with sleep XP. I think they changed it right before the first Christmas event, or it was pretty early in the game. Yeah, why do I talk about it? I can't quite remember. But yeah, we got the Christmas event. I had a lot of Houndoom candy, or Houndour candy, and this was the first Pokemon that I powered up through Candy Boost because XP up nature, berry finding S at level 50. I really needed to just rush to level 50. And yeah, I've seeded it too, so this thing crazy. The only problem is I don't really go to Snowdrop. But Charge Strength N, that's a good skill. That's a good Mr. Mime tier skill, so very good. Here's my Ingredient Magnet. Bit of an inside joke with the name, I won't go into it, but yeah, I recently got this to level 60, so make use of that ingredient finding nature, I guess. Yeah, I love cooking, so I will use this all the time just to cycle my ingredients that I don't need. Just use it as filler. Personally, I think like when I'm in earlier islands and I'm hitting Master 20 quite comfortably, I prefer to get my Snorlax strength from cooking to level the recipes, because that's something that will carry over to the next week. It's more valuable to me. So yeah, having a strong pot expander so I can cycle these excess ingredients along with the Dene. It's great. Definitely need that inventory up though. And yeah, steel berries are quite strong, so you know, again, this is caught in the berry finding S is best era. Thankfully with steel berries are strong. And it works quite nice with Mimikyu as well. And then here is my Dedenne. This was one of those other Pokemon that got buffed when they changed their nature, all the skill that speed down natures. So yeah, I use it quite a lot. Obviously, I like cooking. What more is there to say? It's got helping bonus. Mr. Mime can copy it. Yeah. Dedenne is great. And then here is my other Dedenne, Cramorant, which I boosted too with Candy Boost. This thing is funny. It triggers a lot. I think it triggers more than Dedenne triggers. But, you know, you have to collect the triggers, especially when you've got Very Funny S. Inventory up later on will be nice. And you probably see a pattern with the Pokemon I'm showing off. A lot of them aren't mono. So yeah, this one is a... I use it for desserts. So not desserts, salads. I use the ingredients for the 2 top-tier dishes. So I don't think both of them work in the same dish, but because I bounce between the 2 of them, alternating and making both, yeah, no wastage with these ingredients. They're great. You know, he's not amazing at gathering ingredients when that's his job, but this is a true, like, hybrid mon. I think it's... If you have a good Cramorant, one of my friends has a really good shiny Cramorant, I'm telling him, like, dude, just main skill seed that thing. It's crazy good with the triggers. But it depends what type of player you are and how often you check the game. I love Cramorant. Here's my Milk Farmer. I spent a very long time looking for a mono potato. Sprigatito. I've never found one. I found a Florigato last week, a shiny one. That was my first mono potato one, and it had no ingredient finding at all. So you just kind of got to go with what you're given. I recently got this to level 60, and it's fucking insane with the milk. Yeah, great Pokemon, great skill as well. Good with Mr. Mime. Here is my... I got this as a Fuecoco very early, I think, when it released. Yeah, what day is it? Oh, it's the you know, a year ago, so last anniversary. I got this thing super quickly. I recently caught a better one. Just as soon as I got this level 60 last week, I got a better one. But, you know, it's fine. Apples, you like... When you need them, you really need them. Usually my like Gardevoir and my Sleeping Cat Pikachu give quite a lot of apples, but when I really need it for like the apple acid salad and I think is it the cola? Yeah, this thing comes out. But I also, you know, originally had Delibird as my apple finder because we didn't have an apple specialist for quite a while in the game. And you know what Delibird has? Ingredient magnet. So sometimes I still use Delibird, so Mr. Mime can copy the skill. But probably not so much anymore now that this thing's level 60. I think it's just, you know, the difference in power is too great. So that's unfortunate. Here's Quackleval. I got a bit impatient and I invested in this one. It's fine, but it needs further investment to get to level 75. I did manage to get an AAB Farfetch'd that I can use if I really need Leak as a temp invest. This thing is frustrating to use because sometimes I'll like, say I like wake up in the morning on the weekend, it's like 7 in the morning, and I check the game and then I go back to sleep and nap for like another 3 hours or something. I open the game again and it's gathered no Leak. Like, it's very unreliable. But, you know, Leak is a important ingredient. And then that's all my level 60 Pokemon. Yeah, I think probably leave it there. Then I'm going into the lower level Pokemon. But yeah, here's Rat. You know, back then, Berry Finding S, Helping Speed is great. Now I'm a bit more picky. I try to go for Helping Bonus as well, but this thing is fine. I think it's underrated. Again, I guess Charge Energy, yes. Like, I don't like that skill, but you know, the meta shifted around Mr. Mime. Um, for when I was using this, it was great. And they buffed it too. Like, this is much better than Arbok and Marowak. So there's that. And it's easy to catch. So don't sleep on it. Yeah, I mean, I've been talking for 20 minutes and we've gone through, just my 60 plus Pokemon, so I'll leave it there. I've got a lot of other Pokemon to go through, but we'll be here for ages. I guess one thing I'll say, like, when I was talking about, what was it? Coffee? Sorry, mushrooms. And Gengar. This thing gives me a lot of mushrooms. This thing is crazy. I love Honchkrow. I don't have a Dream Shard Magnet Pokemon, so I use this. I got the 20k trigger yesterday, but Mr. Mime copied it. I get coffee, which I only recently got a coffee finder. If you roll curries and you have a Murkrow, definitely try it out. If you've got a good one. I love this thing. Definitely recommend it. Good for coffee, good for mushroom, good for dream shards. Yeah. Alright, well that's it. I'll if anyone wants to see the rest of my stuff, I can make another video, but 21 minutes. We'll leave it there. See ya.